Welcome to the City of Frost and Fire. We're going to discover the authentic stories of the extraordinary people that define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. We've got Jeff Epsch, who's the owner and operator of Broadway Rickshaw. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, Conrad.
Your last name, it's, and I can show it here because I print everything out. It's E-B-S-C-H, and I was like, there's got to be some...
There's got to be another vowel somewhere.
But it's just... Epsch.
It's a German name. I'm not Norwegian. I'm not from Fargo.
Jawohl, the Germans. Yeah,
German.
I'm German too.
You are?
Yes, and my wife is Japanese though. And I tell you what, all those consonants next, because they're all consonant vowel, like they would just look at that and have a mental breakdown. And, they just want to get it. So coming up here this weekend, is it this weekend?
Yes.
We've got, well, tell us what we got going on.
Okay, so the two busiest days of the year, or two out of the three busiest days of the year in Fargo are the bar crawls. You got St. Patrick's Day in the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And that's kind of the kickoff of our season.
Okay.
Well, Halloween bar crawl is kind of
That's the wild one.
That's the wild one. That's towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So that's coming up Saturday.
Everybody dresses up and gets silly.
Yes, they do. Yeah. So that's one of our busiest days. We'll have at least two pedicabs going. We'll be there right at 2, and we'll go till 3 in the morning when people are done. And new this year, we are going to do a photo contest. And so
For your pedicab?
for the pedicab. So
Okay.
as you're walking up Broadway and you see my wife sitting at Broadway Square with the old small bike taxi, go over there. There'll be a big banner, and you got to get your picture taken on the pedicab. Mm-hmm. And then our drivers are going to select the top 10, and then we're going to post it on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and people will have a chance to vote for the best costume.
So we're going to do best costume. Are we doing other categories as well?
Nope.
Or just
best costume.
Just best
Keeping it
costume.
simple.
Okay.
Number one top prize is a new service we came up with this year, a new tour. It's called the Brews Cruise. It's a Fargo Moorhead downtown brewery tour.
Yeah, because there's a lot of breweries in downtown.
Yes, so we have deals worked out with Drecker, Fargo Brewing,
Yes.
Wild Terra,
Yeah.
and then over in Moorhead we got Swing Barrel and Junkyard.
And so you personally are carrying them all around
Yep.
to each and every single place there.
Yep.
So I want to focus more on the actual Halloween pub crawl that's going on. That's
Yep.
going to be this Saturday.
This Saturday.
And what even is, I see advertisements for pub crawls. I don't know that I've ever even attended one. Like, what is a pub crawl? What is it? What are you doing?
So I think they'll give out punch cards.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I don't know if there's a prize given out, but they've got participating bars that you go to each bar and you have a drink. And then you go to the next one.
Are you all moving as a group? Is that the idea? So like it's an event that we're all going to one bar, then the other bar, the other bar, or is it kind of I can start at one end? Because Broadway is just Broadway. It's a strip, right? I mean, there's not much. There's a couple sideways, but mostly you're just going down Broadway, right? Or I don't know.
Yes,
I don't leave the house. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn. I don't leave the house. So tell us all about it.
So the ones, I don't know which ones are participating this year because sometimes it changes, and like the bomb shelter closed down, so they're no longer participating. But like Cowboy Jack's they always participate. Fort Knox, Noble Smokehouse, Old Broadway might, Sports Bar, and then I'm not sure about the other bar. Oh, Side Street is usually in it, and then the Rough Cut.
Where do you get the punch cards from?
They usually have one of the bars, but I think they have the punch cards at all of them that are participating. And so you just go.
So you go get them ahead of time, and so you don't have to move with the group.
Yeah, you're usually with your group, and so this bar crawl is not where everybody starts at one bar and goes to the next one. It's everybody kind of does their own thing with their individual group.
Okay. I'm always trying to picture, if you're new to Fargo or you maybe don't have any friends yet, and you want to make some new friends, sometimes events are a great way to meet people. And no doubt, going to a bar on Halloween is a great place to meet people. So you show up, you go from bar to bar, you're getting great deals on those punch cards because you're pre-buying your drinks. Basically, or what is the punch card for?
I think they have discounts on some of the drinks.
Okay, so what's the punch card for?
Just show that you've made it to all of the bars, and I don't know if they have a contest where you get entered if you hit all of them. They've done it differently different years, so I'm really not sure what's going on. I should have looked that up before coming
Well, I mean, if we're going to make it the Fargo Fun event, right?
Yes.
Well, let's focus in more on your aspect of it. So this obviously isn't your first one.
No,
So from your perspective, you are hanging out the shingle. You must be moving the whole time, or what's it like for you?
The whole time.
And so,
yeah.
like, people never stop wanting a piece of you.
Well, that's a lot of times we're out on Friday night and Saturday night, and you'll pass 3 or 4 or 5 groups. No, I'm fine, and then you finally get somebody that wants a ride, and then as they get more and more liquored up, they want more rides. This time, people they love the rides, and then especially if they're going out to Rough Cut. Which is a few blocks away from Broadway, and they like that. Even going to the side street, but a lot of times we want to go from Cowboys to sports bar.
Yeah,
from one end to the other.
And so how far do you, somebody hails you, how do they just, hey, you guy, is there an app or how do they get a hold of you? It's vocal.
It's all impulse.
They all.
Yeah, it's all impulse. And
thus the alcohol.
Yes.
Is very
and you're driving down, you're looking at their eyes and say, hey, you want to ride? And that's all it is. And they'll say, yeah, I'll take a ride, and they'll jump in. Or now we've been doing it long enough that I got my regulars, and they'll text me and say, hey, Jeff, are you out tonight? Hey, can you pick us up at Fort Knox?
And how far are you willing? So if I'm downtown and I live, say, over by Carl Ben, would you bring me home? How far are you willing to go?
Where's Carl Ben?
That's down on 13th Avenue and say 25th Street. Would you go down that far,
yes.
Or what's the furthest you'll go? And you're on foot. So, how many miles per hour are you going? I got all kinds of questions about the logistics here because I'm trying to picture. That's wild.
During the peak time downtown, we try to stay on Broadway and within a half mile. But then you get to about 1 o'clock in the morning, we're like an Uber or Lyft, and we do tons of runs up to NDSU. 12th Avenue, 15th Avenue, 19th Avenue. We've gone over to Moorhead.
Oh, wow.
I've taken a couple of really long runs, like U32 apartments up by the airport, down in Moorhead, south of Menards.
How are you charging? So is it like by the minute, by the mile? If you're kind of dragging your feet a little bit, is it going to be more, or is it by the distance, or how is that set up?
Well, I've been doing it by tips.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And
really?
Yes. Yeah. And primarily it's by tips. Now you get to the end of the night, and we had a few people starting to take advantage of the longer runs. So we started establishing, go up to NDSU from Broadway. It's depending on if it's 12th Avenue, I'll charge like $20, and if it's all the way up to 19th Avenue, I'll charge $30. And a lot of times they'll give us extra, but people are very generous in Fargo. So tips it's worked well.
Yeah. I'm a buzz with all of the opportunities. This is I'm almost speechless because I want to almost talk to you off air and see what we can do. Because as I described to you, I do business consulting with the Small Business Development Center over in Moorhead. So, I have an eye for it and a mind for it. If you're an engineer by day, I'm a money person by day. I'm always thinking of ways to make money. This is fantastic, and it's very exciting. How many hours are you doing this every week? We're almost back into the last segment here, but I just want to know more about this business because this is...
It really depends on the time of year. Like in the peak of the summer, I mean, I'll talk about this later, but Jade Presents contacted us
Yeah,
and asked us to be shuttle for them for their new, up district festival field. So we did all of their concerts there, and then they said, hey, we had so many good comments about you. Can you come out to the Blue Stem? We have a bunch of concerts there too. So it really depends on the time of year. I mean, and the week. Like this weekend is going to be a busy weekend, and we'll be going for. I'll be out Friday night for about 4 hours, and then Saturday we'll be out for about 13 hours. So it just depends on the weekend.
Okay, I want to stay. I've got this is very exciting. I'm very excited by everything you're saying. But I want to keep it organized. Let's stay focused back on the fun because this is going to be Halloween. So go out Halloween,
yes.
Get the punch card, be a part of it, hail them down, get in there. It's all based on tips. So be generous. Man,
and we got nice stereo systems so you can play your own music. People love that.
Yeah, you just plug their phone right in.
Or I'll give them my phone and say, pick your song, and it's from one end of the Broadway to the other is about one song long.
Yeah, and then you said, I think I heard you say once before, is your son helping you out as well with this? Is he also running sometimes, but you only have the one bike? Or
I've got 3 other drivers.
Okay.
One is my middle son, Elijah, and I'll tell you about him later, and it's been fun to watch him grow with this, become a real extrovert. New driver this summer, Albert Samura. He owns Samura Photography.
Yeah.
He came up to me this summer right before the start of the festival field concerts, and I said, yeah. And then Ashley Webster, she hasn't been able to ride as much this year because of family things. But so those are my 3 other drivers. So we can go at an event, and we have 3 pedicabs going.
And all 3 of you will be out there on Broadway? Very exciting. Well, definitely don't miss that. When does the festivities begin? That's this Saturday, the
26th at 2 o'clock. So when you're done with the record fair at Fargo Brewing,
good recall.
Come on down to Broadway.
Awesome. We are going to take
we'll even pick you up at Fargo Brewing.
Pick them up at Fargo Brewing. Pick them up anywhere as long as you can catch them and as long as they're not already being utilized.
Yep.
All right, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have Fargo Fresh, so don't go nowhere.